Good evening to all the masters. My sincere pranam to Maharshi Patriji and Mahavatar Babaji, and sincere pranams to the universe. Today, I am going to talk about food as an alternate source for medicine. So, firstly, we are going to discuss something which we all relate to. So, the food. So, food is something which brings us all together, okay, be it a function or a get together, whatever it be. Food unite us, everyone together, right? So today, let's go beyond taste and nutrition. So as a person from a food science background, so let's talk about something uh, as a food as a powerful and natural medicines. So what according to you is food? So for me, food is any substance, either a solid or a liquid, so which is consumed by the living organisms in order to get the nutrients, in order to get the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and vitamins. So food is something which is derived from a plant source or an animal source, okay? So which is consumed in order to get the nutrients to the body, okay, in order to get the energy, growth, and repair to the body, okay. So so but uh, okay, right. So the concept of food as a medicine is not new. So our ancestors used to, you know mm, so our ancestors used to give food as a medicines. So back then there were no long prescriptions like we used to have now. So our ancestors used to give turmeric as a natural remedy, and ginger they used to give in order to uh, uh, have a proper digestion, okay. So it has started back then. So so modern research and modern clinical research has now developed. So they have come up with, so the scientists have now identified the bioactive compounds. So the bioactive compounds, remember this word bioactive compounds, which I will be stressing more about this bioactive compounds in this today's session. So scientists have invented this thing called bioactive compounds which are present in the food. So bioactive compounds are the natural substances which are found in the small amounts apart from the carbohydrates and proteins. So these bioactive compounds are the very small substances which are found in the food. So these are the extra health boosting ingredients, okay, so which boost the immunity to our body when they are consumed. So food, like why do we consume food? As I said, food gives the nutrients to the body, the energy, okay. So there are three functions of food. So okay, so three main so the functions of food is basically classified into three main categories, okay. So first is the energy giving function, okay. So in order to perform the daily activities such as walking, working, thinking, even for sleeping, some energy is needed, right? So where do we get the energy from? Through food, right? So we get the energy from food, okay. So in order to perform the basic activities, day to day activities, we need some energy, and we get the energy from the nutrients called carbohydrates, fats, and oils. So carbohydrates as in rice, wheat, even sugar is a carbohydrate. And also fats and oils, we get fats and oils from butter, ghee, and nuts. So we like when we consume these carbohydrates, fats, and oils, we get the instant energy. The second function would be body building function. Okay, so where do we get, so how do we get the growth and development? Um, an infant is developed within the body, within the mother's womb, right? So how do the growth is obtained? So even after a toddler, growth is uh, varied. Okay, so how do we get the growth? Through a nutrient called protein. So where do we get this protein from? So protein is obtained from milk, pulses, meat, even fish, eggs. So all of these things. So we get protein. So food has this body building function where we get the growth and development, especially from milk, and milk products, and also from poultry. Also, we have the third function called protective and regulatory function. So what is the purpose of it? So the see this new so the food acts as a protective layer. Food protects against the diseases. Also it regulates the digestion. Okay, digestion and also nerve function. So where do we get this protective, like how do we get this? Through vitamins and minerals. Vitamins such as A, C, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, and B complex vitamins. So when consumed, these foods like vitamin rich foods, so this will protect the body against some particular diseases. So vitamins are rich in fruits and vegetables, also in milk and nuts. So these are the three main functions. First is the energy giving function, where we get instant energy right after consuming the food. And then body building function, so body, the growth and development is obtained by the consumption of particular protein rich foods. Also protective and regulatory functions, such as, when vitamins and minerals are consumed, we get the body will protect against some particular diseases. So these are the three main functions. So again, uh, Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR. So ICMR has classified food into five basic food groups. I repeat, ICMR has classified foods into five basic food groups. So what are these five basic food groups? So when planning a diet, or when every nutritionist or a dietitian has to make sure whether these five food groups are included in their diet. So it is compulsory for every nutritionist or a dietitian to make sure all the five food groups are involved. So let us discuss about these five food groups. Okay, first food group is cereals, millets, and pulses. Cereals, millets, and pulses. Cereals such as rice, wheat, maize, okay, and millets such as bajra, ragi, and pulses such as chickpeas, all of green gram, all of these things. So cereals, the basic nutrients, the major nutrients present in cereals are carbohydrates, proteins, and B complex vitamins. So this cereals, millets, and pulses give instant energy and protein. So one interesting thing that you have to remember is that cereals are rich in methionine. So what is this methionine? Methionine is an amino acid. Amino acid, like in simple terms, we can say methionine is a protein. Okay, so cereals are like less in protein, whereas the pulses are rich in protein. So so it is often recommended that it like a combination of cereal to pulses ratio is highly recommended. So this proteins cannot, like, we don't get protein, like our body cannot synthesize it, so we have to have food. Okay, so our body cannot synthesize protein, so we have to get it through food. So it is often recommended to have a combination of cereal and protein. Say suppose rice and dal has to be consumed, or roti or chana, so one cereal and one dal has to be consumed. So this will give a complete protein. Okay, and the second so this is the first food group is cereals, millets and pulses. And the second food group is vegetables and fruits. Okay, vegetables and fruits. So again, this vegetables are divided into green leafy vegetables such as spinach, amaranthus, okay, and other vegetables such as brinjal, carrot, and fruits such as seasonal fruits we have, okay, different mango, banana, papaya. Okay, so the cereals are rich in vitamin A and C, and also rich in minerals such as iron and potassium. For example, banana is rich in potassium. Citrus foods are rich in vitamin C. Okay, papaya is rich in vitamin A. So this fruits and vegetables acts as a protective role, and also enhances the immunity and digestion. And the third food group is milk and meat products. So where do we get? So milk and milk products and meat products. So milk groups such as milk, curd, paneer, cheese, all of these come under milk group. And meat group such as poultry, fish, meat, all of these things. And the nutrients rich in this milk and meat products are vitamin B12, iron. Okay, when consumed in proper amount, we get B12, vitamin, iron, okay, calcium, and protein. And also and the fourth food group is fats and oils. Fats and oils such as butter, ghee, vegetable oil such as mustard oil, sunflower oil, groundnut oil. So these are rich in fat soluble vitamins such as fat. What are the fat soluble vitamins? So these are A, D, E, K. These are, like, when consumed a proper a good fats, we get vitamin A, D, E, and K. So and then so we have so there is a like there is a question that, like, what fats has to be consumed and what fats need not to be. So we have monounsaturated fats, which is known as monounsaturated fatty acids. So monounsaturated fatty acids, what they do is it improves the heart health and lowers the blood cholesterol. So lowers the bad cholesterol. So while improving the heart health, it reduces the bad cholesterol. So let's see the examples. So we have olive oil. So avocado is very rich in MUFA, which is monounsaturated fatty acid. And also we get natural oils from nuts such as almonds, cashews, peanuts. Okay, so these like the nuts, okay, we get a natural oil. And also polyunsaturated fats. So polyunsaturated fats, these include omega 3 fatty acids and omega 6 fatty acids. So the best example is fish. So it is always recommended that pregnant women should have this fish, because it improves the brain health, okay, brain and heart health. So when it is consumed, it is good for the baby. Okay, so these are like polyunsaturated fatty acids and monounsaturated fatty acids we get naturally from nuts and fish. And then there are bad fats as well, which is called, one example is trans fat. So trans fat is something which, when moisture and fat are combined together, uh, and so this has a carcinogenic effect. So all the deep fried foods, all such as dalda, like vanaspati, or the commercially available foods, packed foods, all of these foods contain this trans fat. Basically, all the, like in simple terms, you can say all the junk food has this trans fat, which has uh, carcinogenic effects. Okay, so these are, so this trans fats will raise the blood cholesterol levels like anything. Okay, like it is highly not recommended to have this foods. And saturated fats is another example. Saturated fats is also, it is not as harmful as trans fat, but when it is consumed in excessive amount, it has its effects. So such as palm oil, when it is consumed in excessive amount, it leads to like it makes the heart health low. Okay, and so this is about nuts and oil seeds group. Okay, fats and oils. And then we have the fifth group, which is called sugars and sweeteners. So sugars and sweeteners is like should be consumed in a moderate amount. So such as jaggery, honey. So although jaggery is rich in iron, okay, so moderation is necessary. So these are about the five food groups, namely uh, cereals, millets, and pulses. Okay, and fruits and vegetables, milk and milk products, fats and oils, and last one is sugars and sweeteners. So yeah, so these are designed by ICMI, Indian Council for Medical Research. This five food groups are also known as food pyramid. So as in, first carbohydrate has to be like carbohydrates and cereals and millets has to be consumed more, and then followed by fruits and vegetables, and so on and so forth. Okay, next. So now that we have discussed about the five food groups, let's see what bioactive compounds is present in that particular food and how does it function. Okay, so first, cereals and millets have a bioactive compound called phytic acid and phenolic acids. So this helps in providing the energy, and also it has antioxidant properties. And then second, pulses and legumes. This pulses and legumes have a bioactive compound called isoflavones. Isoflavones. So this will, uh, so this isoflavones has the anti-cancer effects. Okay, anti-cancer effects, and also will reduce the cholesterol levels. And then vegetables have bioactive compound called carotenoids. So have you heard this carotenoid? So carrot has this carotenoid. So when we go to an ophthalmologist, it is highly recommended to have green leafy vegetables and carrots. So which reason being, it has a carotenoid compound in it, which enhances the vision, and it also has antioxidant properties. And then fruits are rich in vitamin C and anthocyanins. So this bioactive compounds will boost the immunity. Okay, and next, milk and milk products. So this has lactoferrin. Lacto is an enzyme. So this will promote the bone health and muscle repairs. And also meat, as I earlier I have discussed, meat, eggs and fish, all of these things has omega-3 fatty acids. So this helps in improving cardiovascular health and also brain development. Okay. And then sugars and sweeteners, all these have these will help in increasing the hemoglobin synthesis. And then spices and condiments, curcumin, have you heard this curcumin? So that turmeric have a bioactive compound called curcumin, and ginger has allicin. So curcumin acts as an anti-inflammatory has an anti-inflammatory property, and whereas this allicin which is found in ginger has an antimicrobial effect. Uh, so it acts as a digestion and also for helps in detoxification. Okay. So we have discussed about the examples of a few examples of bioactive compounds. So let's delve into this bioactive compounds also. Okay, so bioactive compounds are the extra components which make the food medicinal. Okay, so which makes the food, so these are the, so unlike this carbohydrates and proteins, so these are the extra components that make the food medicinal. Okay, so uh, okay, so there are different bioactive components present. For example, polyphenols. So see, these polyphenols basically are the compounds which prevent the aging. Okay, aging and heart health. So the polyphenols, uh, polyphenols are present in berries, coffee, onions. Okay, so this will prevent the heart health and also the aging process. And second bioactive compound is flavonoids also helps in immunity. So these flavonoids are present in citrus fruits, again broccoli, okay, dark chocolate. So these flavonoids help in uh, immunity. Okay, so these are the two examples. Also, there is another thing called glucosinolates. Glucosinolates. So these glucosinolates is a bioactive compound which is present in cabbage, and so this acts as a natural detoxifier. So these are the like few examples. So let's see how the how the bioactive compounds, when it goes inside the body, so they interact at the molecular level. Okay, so see, unlike macronutrients, like we when consumed we get the instant energy, right? So but bioactive compounds, they interact with the body at molecular level. Okay, and although they don't give the instant energy, but they have a long term protective and healing role. So they acts, so for example, they have antioxidant power. So like when we go outside, so we get uh, our body naturally produces some free radicals, so which damages our skin. Okay, so when we go out, some free radicals will be produced in which our skin will get the aging process. Okay, so vitamins, the bioactive compounds such as vitamin C acts as a protective layer. Vitamin C, so it is a reason being, so vitamin C serums are available in the market based on this reason. Okay, and also gut health. So when you have a healthy gut, it means you have a better digestion. Okay, foods rich in probiotics, okay, such as garlic, curd, So this will improve the gut health. So let's before before I end the session, so there are many misconceptions about the food. So let's see a few of the examples. Okay, so first, food is not a substitute for medicine. Okay, I'm not saying that food will completely, acts as a medicine, but uh, a proper food along with the proper medication will bring a whole lot of difference. I'm not saying like food alone will help you in curing a particular disease, but food along with a proper medication will make a difference. And then excess intake, anything which can be consumed in excess, uh, will lead to another uh, issues. For example, turmeric, as I said, it has anti-inflammatory properties. When it is consumed in excess amount, it leads to stomach irritation. Another example, fenugreek is known to control the blood sugar levels. So if it is consumed excess, it leads to too low blood sugar. And then so there is a misconception that some foods such as uh, will interact with the medicines. For example, neem or bitter gourd, you know. So although they are healthy, but like if it is consumed in excess amount, so it leads to another. It leads to a major problem. And then so yeah, so cooking method will also reduces. For example, green leafy vegetables. If green leafy vegetables are not cooked properly, so this will lose the antioxidant. For example, if the green leafy vegetables are overcooked or undercooked, some nutrients will be lost. So the main misconception is that consumption of green leafy vegetables will give a good um, you know uh, a consumption of green leafy vegetables will give iron. Okay, so this is a misconception. If it is not cooked properly, or if it is not processed properly, it will not give the nutrients to the body. And marketing is also one of the misconceptions. For example, so there are many products that are available in the market in the name of millet snacks. So I have recently come through this incident where I have seen like in the front page, I have seen a millet snack, but when I checked the ingredient list, there were no millet, like there's no any millet present on the back side of the product. Okay, so these were like selling in the market. Look, before purchasing, it is always recommended to check before purchasing. Okay, so yes, I conclude that food can act as a medicine, but like choose it wisely in the right amounts and with the right knowledge. So I conclude that let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. Thank you.